Bloons TD is a very popular game series, quite well known for its fun take on the tower defense genre and its fun little array of monkey creatures. However, one thing it has never really been known for is its ability to be multiplayer. Sure, co-oping may exist in BTD6, but it's super laggy, near impossible to micro-in because of the input delay, and generally just isn't an optimal gameplay experience. However, there are several other BTD games that are multiplayer exclusive. This mostly includes Bloons Monkey City, BTD Battles 1, and the most recent edition, BTD Battles 2. The first multiplayer entry in the series, BTD Battles 1, was actually quite the success, and is actually played even to this day. Its concept is simple but quite effective. You're given 3 towers to defend yourself, while you and your opponent can send balloons at each other. Each balloon sent increases the income that you gain, because the income in this game is periodically given every few seconds instead of simply when a balloon is popped. And this concept will be carried over into the sequel, BTD Battles 2. Which accompanied new mechanics such as heroes, the introduction of new balancing, and of course the addition of an entire third upgrade path. But if you'd never played it before, you may be wondering, if the first one was so successful, then what happened to the second one? Well, I could explain. No one likes TDM in, well, really any game. The prospect of grinding for progress for hours, or possibly even days, is something that few can really get behind, whether it be because they have other responsibilities, or they just simply have a low attention span. With this in mind, what if I told you that upon launch, you only started with base towers and had to actively grind for hours for tier 3 and tier 4 towers? I'm not even kidding. The XP requirements were much higher than it is now, and much less XP per round. The first time I played the game, it took me, I want to say, an hour or 2 straight gameplay just to get one tier 3 tower. And not only was it slow as heck to actually make progress within the game, but the meta was immediately settled within only a few days. The tack shooter meta would then proceed to dominate for months until they fixed XP and people started to in general just unlock other towers. And then the dartling meta started, and then the bomb meta, and really, we've just been cycling through like one meta to the next for the past, well, release. And there being pretty much one meta definitely turned players off alongside the aforementioned grind. In a way that isn't totally unexpected, within months the game dropped players dramatically. New updates didn't help either, as the player base has been almost completely static ever since. Most games will almost always have active players come and go as updates come around and when major changes are made, but if anything, some updates have had the opposite effect, in fact, having players just leave the game. It didn't help that a prominent Battles YouTuber, Aliens Rock, actually uploaded a video announcing that he quit the game, and later insisted that the updates following his retirement weren't good enough to bring him back. So far, I've only mentioned the issues that are apparent on the surface, but what if I told you that wasn't even the end of it? Something that plagued the game for, in some regions, over a year, was the constant lag and input delay. The same problems in BTD6 co-op were present in Battles 2, and it was quite blatant. In fact, it was kind of worse in some situations. There was also a frequent problem of games desyncing. This would sometimes last for hours, in fact. To say that this made the game unplayable at times would be a bit of an understatement. In extreme cases, this would end in some players just deranking because of the lag issue causing them to constantly lose games. I can't really do the problem justice with words alone, but trust me when I say that some days it was borderline unplayable. In the end, though, the thing that I would say killed the game the most is the fact that the devs took forever to respond. Taking over a month to even begin addressing the problems with the game was, in terms of maintaining player engagement, just an absolute disaster. I mean, sure, the XP system is now functionable, and the meta isn't quite as stale as it used to be, but let me tell you, this game didn't really get a very strong start, and the fact that it took over a year for all the problems to be resolved, well, it really says a lot about how much the devs more than likely actually care about their player base. In my opinion, the chances are that this game is probably going to end up being kinda dead. But of course, only time will tell, but let's just say I don't really have my hopes up for the future of BTD Battles 2.